Reverend Dr. Ken Gordon coming to you with the final Sunday theme for June 2019. And this theme, if you remember, June is about protect the vulnerable, and the topic title for this is Heart-Centered Social Engagement, and it comes to us from Reverend Jeff Staton, who is the Associate Minister and runs the Credo Focus Ministry out of Chicago, Illinois. When we talk about heart-centered social engagement, what we're talking about is we're talking about a culmination of what we've done all month long. Our ability to actually not just work the mind when we deal with the world around us, but actually be able to go to the heart and feel the sense of the truth of who we are and who others are, so that we can better embrace them and bring them into an inclusive organization and an inclusive life. This world is really made up of so many different particles and parts, and without any one of them, it would be a mess. There'd be something missing from it. Every single part plays a part within the mosaic of life, and when we really step forward in our authentic self, when we really step forward without the metote, the fog that wraps around us according to our belief system, what we recognize and what we see is we are part of a dynamic whole that is based in spirit, based in love, based in light, and based in God itself. So it gives us an opportunity to be able to move forward and actually view, converse, talk, listen from a place of heart-centeredness as opposed to a place of mind-centeredness. It opens the door for us to have our feelings, and through those feelings have empathy and compassion for the rest of humanity. And when we do that as a whole, when the whole society does that, we begin to take that as the normal way of being, then we'll see the transformation in a world that works for all. Until then, we're all going to have our little tribe that we stick to. We're going to have our little belief systems that we stick to, and little doesn't work for us anymore. It's time for a bigger idea. Dr. Holmes wrote, "The power that holds a grain of sand in place is the same power that holds the planets in their places. There's nothing big or little or hard or easy as far as the power is concerned. It's the same power working in and upon everything. This is the power that we use." When we talk about heart-centeredness, we're talking about the marvelous teaching of Jesus, Holmes says, is not quite so soft as it sounds. His words are statements of the great laws of cause and effect, laws that produce justice without judgment, the inevitable result of laws that work with mathematical certainty. You cannot love and hate at the same time, nor can anyone else. Therefore, the person of wisdom said that light overcomes a darkness. He did not say that darkness overcomes light. In The Science of Mind 365, Dr. Holmes wrote, "Active love, when we let the love that is within us go out to the God who is in all people and the divine presence that is in all things, then we are loving God with all of our heart and with all of our soul and mind, because we're recognizing that the spirit within us is the same spirit that we meet in others. This is loving our neighbors as ourselves." In order for us to really begin to enact this and put it into activity, it's necessary for us to love ourselves. My teacher, Dr. Tom Costa, used to say, if we love our neighbors like we love ourselves, a lot of our neighbors are in a lot of trouble. The simple fact of the matter is that this whole compassion and empathetic thing needs to be sent out into the universe, needs to be shared in the life that goes around us, but first it must be centered within our own being and in our own selves. Our opportunity to be able to recognize that our views, our opinions, our thoughts are of value is an important factor in being able to see that in the world around us. In other words, our self-esteem goes before us and helps disseminate what we see in the world around us. Now, if we were absolutely certain of the goodness of life around us, there'd be no issues and no problems whatsoever. You know, if somebody were to say 2 + 2 = 4 and somebody else say 2 + 2 = 3, nobody, the 2 + 2 = 4 person wouldn't be offended. They wouldn't be offended because they'd know that that's true. So when we say that we're individualized light, we're individualized aspects of spirit itself, and that everything is the same as us, when we actually embrace that and believe that as the truth within our own being, what will occur is we will no longer have anything to be defensive about, we'll no longer have anything to reject. We'll simply be open to the flow of the universe itself. This is my hope for you, it's my hope for myself, and it's my hope for society, and it's my hope for life. So, have a wonderful week. I'll see you next week in July. It's hard to believe it's here already. Know you're loved, know you're honored, and God bless you.